nervous still. I can tell. There we go. So we just finished working the arms, which in his case is probably exactly as long as my leg. This anatomical measure, I don't know how many suns that is, but, and we're going to go right into the head and neck. So. 4 days, it just doesn't trust. Okay, so find ourselves here up at the head. And we position ourselves so that we can have a slight bend in our legs and place our feet on the top of the shoulders. And we're just going to do some alternating compression here. So the more you can relax your feet, of course, so that the arch more clearly articulates with the top of the shoulder. And when you're when you're in the center, right, just lateral of the neck, you see there's smaller movements, but as you move out laterally, you get bigger movements of the upper extremity. So that's the one, the outer movements stretch the shoulder girdle out a little bit more. You guys come over here, please, so you can see. And then I'm going to turn my feet so that my heel now is the articulating surface, so I can go into more the top of the trapezius, that gallbladder 21 point. And also my heel go right into the superior angle of the scapula to get the attachment of levator and that Triplewarmer point. So same here on this side, where after some general loosening, and that could be alternating foot compression or else sustained pressure. And to get the biggest stretch from here, the attachment to here, if you go out laterally, you'll see that you can depress the whole shoulder girdle and get a bigger stretch in trapezius, but not even a full extension of my leg. And then turning out to use the more refined contact of the heel. Okay. I'm going to pin the shoulders, place my palms right on the mat and at the back of the head. And I'm going to have Mr. V here take an inhale. And on the exhale, just stretch the back of that neck. Supported by my legs, so I'm not straining. As this is a nice stretch to do a little in some sustained position for a bit.
Are your feet compressing or just
more stabilizing area.
Okay.
And one thing that I just started doing now before we transition is been using my toes to come on either side of the spine and do some muscle stripping. You okay, man? Yeah. It's pretty good work for the neck. Just seems to fit really well. Okay, then you just let it come down. We'll do a little stretch. It seems so dramatic when I go like that. Palms up, I just wanted to show you. And you could use the weight of their body to do this traction. And I'm putting my hand over one another and hooking it up underneath the occipital ridge, basically. And this is the cautionary portion. When you wrap your hands around someone's neck and these thumbs are here, try not to compress the carotid artery or anything like that. You could, well, of course you know what would happen. What? So you just want to create a little traction. So depending on, you know, how they are with their head and neck, you know, the tractions vary, how much they feel, how much you feel like you can connect to the head. But there's different ways of doing this. This is hand over hand. you could hook your fingertips up underneath the occipital ridge, and while you're applying pressure up underneath the occipital ridge and going after all these luscious gallbladder and Triplewarmer points, you're also helping loose the occipital muscles, right? So it frees up the movement of the head and neck. And you can get a nice cervical traction just by hooking your fingers under the occipital ridge and just leaning back. You could also add a slight depression of the shoulders while you're hooking here, so get a little bit more. Okay. Next, we're just going to, after some general stretching, we're going to come to one side, and I'm stabilizing here and just going to move the head in a flexing action away so that you get a nice stretch of the side of the neck. If you remember yesterday when we were doing the yang meridians of the arm, how after they came over the shoulder, they went in different patterns and then came up on through the neck and onto the face. So, you know, you're starting to affect the endpoints of a lot of the yang meridians of the arm. It's a little rotation so that it varies the stretch of the scalings. That's usually the way they bite you. So coming out nice and easy. Same on this side. And then I'm going to melt these points. So I'm going to take my fingertips, and again, I'm feeling for the mastoid process, and I'm going behind that and placing my fingertips up underneath the occipital ridge. And I'm going to rest my hand on the mat, and then the weight of Vaughn's head is going to be the factor that's putting force on those subos up underneath, pressure on those subos. So it's the weight of his head melting into my fingertips. They're helping loosen the muscles and getting that chi that's inevitably sticks underneath the occipital ridge to start circulating them. You know, there's a lot of internal activity in and around the head and in the mind, so some sustaining points in and around the neck and the head are very beneficial to help move stagnant chi, headaches, thoughts, perhaps even quell some of the voices. Don't know. We'll find out. We'll do a post-interview with the client. So then this is what I'm doing on here, placing, here's the mastoid process, and then just easing out and rolling into the side. So nice, back to center. And we're going to do a little facial work to end. So, this is a visual. I'm going to come up. So I have contact here. Nice cradling of the head. And it puts you in a position where you don't feel like you need to be cumbersome with your own body mechanics, and you can more readily address the face as far as some nice contact and general loosening, but also being specific to a couple of key points in the face. One that we already learned is gallbladder 1 here on the outer canthus. Starting with a little circular friction and a little pressure towards the midline till you feel it, really. And then remember, really close by, there's the end of the triple warmer point, right at the lateral corner of the nail. Also a little indentation. You know, and when you find the indentation, just allow your fingers to relax a little bit and then start thinking about directing pressure a particular way where you think it makes the contact more. Relaxed hand in application is essential really for contact, for energetic contact, soft hand. The end of the large intestine point. So at the widest part of the nostril, you feel for that indentation and then press towards the midline. And then coming right out, going with the zygomatic arch here, cheekbone, and pretty much in line with the pupil or the center of the eye, you'll feel a little indentation and the pressure is up towards the head. So it's stomach point that helps open up the sinuses and allows the jaw to relax a little bit. And coming around and feeling for the lowest angle of the jaw here. And coming up a finger width approximately, right above it, you'll feel a little indentation. This is to help loosen up the jaw again. A little pressure towards the center.
What point is this?
So stomach 8. And then we're just going to finish with a little circular friction. It's amazing how much tightness we carry around in our jaw. Okay.